Hey everybody, so we are going to be talking about how to unclog your nozzle. This is something that just happened to me 2 days ago and couldn't figure out exactly what was going on. I tried pushing the filament in through here and it just basically wouldn't go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over some steps. I'm going to walk you through it, see if it fixes the problem. If not, then at least you know not to do it that way. So let's go and get started. First thing we want to do is go ahead and turn on our control box here. Alright, once we get this sucker started, I'm going to go into prepare. Just going to give a preheat PLA. And once that starts, just go to control, temperature. Now if you're trying to unclog a nozzle, you want to go a little higher than what you normally do. But for right now, I'm just going to go and start. I'll just put it at 215. Let it warm up a little bit, and then once it hits that temperature, I will be right back. Alright, so we got up to the 215 temp. What I'm going to try to do now is push some filament through. And if you guys will notice, when I try to do that, nothing's really happening. I'm not getting anything out of there. Maybe just a little bit, but nothing too crazy. That's basically all I got out of it. So what I'm going to do is I need to get this filament out. So normally I leave it at 210. I put it at 215. So I'm going to push it in and pull it out. And basically that's what I just pulled out of the feeding tube. Okay. Now if you notice, even though this is black, I don't know if you can tell or not, there's little spots of yellow on it. Basically what that's telling me is yellow is the filament I used before this. When I changed it out, because I thought it was the filament that was the problem, that some of the yellow filament got clogged in there. That's basically what it is. I don't know if you can tell. There it is right there. Oh, that's much better. Alright, so I took the filament out. Gonna go and put that aside. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and loosen this up. Be really careful when you do that, guys, because your nozzle is still hot. Now the reason I'm doing this is I'm trying to remove the filament tube because I want to look inside of it to see what the exact problem is. Be careful with these wires right there. You don't want to put too much pressure on it. So as I'm turning it, I'm holding it with my hand in place. So basically this is connected to your heating element. Alright, so I got that unscrewed. And if everything goes good, this should pop right off. And actually, I don't know if you can see it. But it looks like my clog is actually here. The actual filament tube. Was not expecting that. Alright. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a little bit of filament that I did have, and I'm going to go back here temperature, and I'm going to turn this up to 230. There you go. Alright, so we're at 231. So what I'm going to do here is I have some filament that I was using earlier. Just going to go ahead and cut it. Try to feed that sucker through. Getting a little bit of yellow still, which tells me most likely that I have a little bit of yellow filament left in there as well. Let's try this again. Right in there. Push it down. Nothing's really happening right now. I am getting a little bit coming out from the bottom, so that's a good sign. Oh, there goes the excess. And pull it out. Not getting anything. I am getting that black to cycle through just a little bit, but I still have a little bit of a clog there, so I'm gonna keep working on it. I am getting a little bit of black filament coming out now, but still not where I need to be. Alright, so I decided to see exactly what's going on inside before I go any further. But if you notice right there, you can see the yellow filament on the side, a little bit of black, and that's what I'm trying to push out. So let's see how well this works out. So what I'm doing now is I'm using what they call the hot cold method. So you stick your filament or Teflon filament in there, and you turn your temperature down to around 100. And what that does is it melts the filament I currently have and combines it with the ones that are in there, and then I slowly pull it out, and it should, in theory, pull all of it up. So let's see how that works. We're only at 180, and I am still putting a little bit of pressure on it. As you can see, still nothing's coming out from the bottom. There is a little bit of black that's oozing out, but that's very slow. That's not going to help me at all. So we're at 160 right now. $138. And this is why I said make sure you have your fan on, because it's helping it cool down a little bit faster. I should have explained that in the beginning, but this is the whole purpose of it. So we're at 120 right now, working our way down. Alright, we just hit 99. See what happens. And I got nothing. Absolutely nothing. Alright, well, let's see what else we can do to remedy this. Alright, so basically what I'm going to use is there's a method called the hot method. I really don't know where it came from or what, but from what I've read is you take a filament. Now normally you're supposed to take Teflon filament, I believe it is, which is like a cleaning filament, but I don't have that, so I'm going to try just regular filament. I swear these guys on YouTube make it look so damn easy. When you try to do it yourself, especially if you've only had it for a few months, it is crazy hard. So let's give it a shot. Nope. It's melting it, so I know my heating component is working right, but it's just not going through. So let me go ahead and get a bigger piece before I get screwed on this. And what I'm doing right now, guys, there's a chance you can even clog it up more than what it is. So please do this at your own risk. So now I'm gonna put a yellow one in there. But see, this is the hot method. You put it in there, it melts, and when you pull it out, it pulls out all the gunk that you have. So you just keep repeating that. You cut it off again, and you film it. You put it in there, and as soon as you feel it melt and you can push it down, just pull it right back up. There's some more. So I think I'm just going to keep trying it this way until I get it. So the hot and cold method didn't work so well for me. So I reheated it back, but this time I went up to 241. And what I'm going to do now is bring up the Z-axis, because I found a very thin copper wire that I'm going to try to feed through the bottom. I don't know if you can see it. Let's take a look. But there it is. So I'm going to see how this works out. Maybe I can unclog it a little bit. Alright, so here I decided to just do it my way. Basically gonna take the nozzle off. Just make sure you still have it heated, otherwise the filament could make it difficult to get it off, because when the filament dries it becomes, you know, plastic, so turning it you might break something. So make sure you have it heated, and it's very easy to take off the nozzle that way. Now after I take off the nozzle, what I'm gonna do is take a look at the top just to see what I have. As you can see, there's some gunk there. So guys, I decided to just go ahead and take the nozzle off. There it is right there. Front is actually still in pretty good condition. Really nothing wrong with it. But you see that filament sticking out right there? And I don't know if you can see the inside. That was the issue I was having. So instead of taking everything apart, I just decided to take the nozzle and just go and replace it. The good thing about the Creality CR-10, guys, they give you extra parts. How cool is that? I might even end up changing my filament tube or cutting it down, I'm not sure yet. But that is clogged pretty bad as well. So this is why maintenance on your printers are very important. So let me go ahead and put one on, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so I took the nozzle off at the bottom. I can see everything at the top. I'm gonna do something, I don't know if you're supposed to do this or not, but again, I'm just gonna go and cut a piece of filament at a 45-degree angle, like so. And I'm gonna try to feed it to the top and see if that can unclog everything. So wish me luck. Nope. Let's try it again. Now in this big circle here, there's another little circle inside, and that's what I'm trying to look for. Oh, I got it. Holy shit. No way. Wow. I don't know if you can see it, but that's what was clogging my extruder. Talk about newbie. 3 months in, making mistakes. Look at that. That is beautiful. Got it all out. So there it is, guys. I finally got the sucker out. Why am I putting it on this? Get out the way. Alright, so if you take a look, this is what was clogging my extruder right there. Jesus, if you look at the size of the filament, keep in mind it melts as it goes down. That's what I just pushed out. That's crazy. So what I did is I just turned the temperature back up to 244, as you can see right there. I removed the nozzle from the bottom. As you can see, there's no nozzle. And I just fed it right through there. And it all came out. Alright guys, so when I feed the filament through it, keep in mind it's still at 244 degrees. So you gotta be quick. If you don't get your filament in and out, what's gonna end up happening is your filament's gonna start melting, which is exactly what we don't want, because then we're gonna have the same damn problem. So there we go. I'm gonna find that little hole. Found it. I'm gonna push this sucker through. And it's heated. It's coming out pretty clean. So I'm just gonna try to get as much out as I can, and I'm using a new filament every time. I think I'm gonna go and order that Teflon filament that I see on YouTube. People said you can use your regular filament, so that's what I'm trying to do, but let's see what happens. Alright, I don't see any problems. And it's going in. Well, I don't know if it's supposed to go in a lot easier than this or not. But you can see it's heating up. See how it's already melting it? That's why I wouldn't recommend this. I'm doing it. If not, I'm just going to change it out anyways. I've been looking to do an upgrade. But if it works, it works. Great. If it doesn't, well, then no printing for a few days. What's the worst that can happen? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and turn the temperature down just a little bit. And put it back to what I normally use it for. Which will be at 205. Well, between 205 and 210. So let's start with 210 first. Alright, so I'm just going to wait for it to go down from 244 to 210. And then we'll go from there. And see what happens. Alright, now we're at 210, so the temperature's not as hot as it was. Again, I'm just going to try to find the hole, feed this sucker through. And it's going through pretty easy, and it's not melting as much as I thought, which is great. Now again, I don't know if you're supposed to do it this way, or I'm messing up the machine more by doing this. I really don't know. I'm just kind of taking what I saw from other people and making it my own. So you guys can do whatever you like. Most people use the hot and hot method. Some use the hot and cold method, which didn't work for me. So I just decided to undo the tube, take the bottom out, and feed it through and see what's going on. Alright, so we're down to 200. So we were at 210, and now we're at 200. And again, I'm using new filament, and I know I'm wasting it. I'm using new filament every single time. Okay, so that's pretty good. Got nothing, and this one didn't even get damaged at all, which is great. Let's try another one just to make sure. Okay. Looks like everything is good. I'm probably gonna soak this in some acetone, see if I can kind of salvage it in any way, because this was pretty damn bad. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put the new one on, feed the tube right back through, tighten it up, and then well, let's see what happens. Alright guys, I finally got the nozzle changed out. The only problem I had, the nozzle wouldn't go in when it was cooled down, so I had to turn it back up. I had to turn the control box back on, turn the temperature up to 200, and I guess there was some filament or whatever it was that was blocking it from going up. But I cleared all that out, and then I just screwed the nozzle in and it went in easy. So that's it. I'm going to leave the filament feeder off right now. I'm going to go ahead and put the filament right through there and directly into this and do a sample print just to see if that did resolve my problem. If not, then I guess we'll go to plan B, whatever the hell that is, and try to troubleshoot whatever issues I have. Yeah. There it is, it's flowing. Right, now I just gotta lower, or just gotta level the bed and we'll be good to go. And even the tape that I've marked right there started off here and moved, so I know my feeder's not the issue. So everything as of right now should be good. There are some little black spots that are coming out, but I think that's just gonna be with time. This is gonna cycle out all the filament. So okay, so these are the things that I had to work with. So to start off with, my nozzle, it was clogged from the inside, as you can see here. So you can actually see the filament still coming out. The inside's even worse. So this whole thing was clogged up. And then from there it went into my heating element and that was clogged up. So from here it went up, and then from there my filament feeder, that was completely clogged up. And this is the second part of it. That was clogged up as a fully solid. I mean, there's no space in there at all. And this part was what was empty, so it came all the way up to here. So basically, imagine the heating element being in the middle, and from here all the way up to there it was clogged, which was pretty damn amazing. Then I did the hot method, and this is what I got out of it. So having trouble focusing to it. There we go. So I just heated it up, dipped it in there, took it out. Same thing here. And this is actually what came out. I mean, that's just disgusting, man. I didn't even know that much shit was in there. So There it is. So this is what I had to work with. Usually I think with the hot and cold method, if you have a slight clog, that will fix it. I honestly believe that. But for the, I wouldn't try the hot and cold method though, because I think that's just a little bit more harder to do. But if you have a complete clog from bottom to top, then yeah, you're gonna have to kind of dismantle stuff. So there you go, guys. That's what I was working with. Alright guys, just a quick side note, you can actually take your nozzles like you see right there and just soak it in actually nail polish remover, and that will give you the same result as far as clearing everything out. But that's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful. I tried two methods. It didn't work for me. It might work for other people. Then I tried it my way, but at the end, taking off the nozzle and then using the hot method worked the best for me. So if you guys have comments, questions, leave it at the bottom. Like it, subscribe if you want to see more content. Good luck guys, and happy printing.